While we have you in the neighborhood, make sure to ask a parent or guardian if you can hit that like and subscribe button so you'll know about all the fun geeky stories from Geeky Jr. as they come out. A visit to the Sesame Street Zoo, featuring Jim Henson's Sesame Street Muppets, with special thanks to Annette Berkovitz, curator of education at the Bronx Zoo, for her cooperation and helpful advice in making this book possible. By Ellen Weiss, illustrated by Tom Lee, a Random House children's television workshop book, with voices and narration by SpeekyGeeky and Geeky Jr.'s Mr. Geeky. Big Bird, Ernie, and Bert arrived at the Sesame Street Zoo bright and early. They wanted to be the first visitors to see the new panda. "I can hardly wait," said Big Bird. "Ernie, are you sure the man on the news said the panda is coming here today?" asked Bert. "That's right, Bert," said Ernie. "All the way from China." "Excuse me," said a boy just as they went through the gate, "but you can't visit the panda today. Her new home isn't set up yet." "Oh, no," wailed Big Bird. "We came today especially to see the panda." "Sorry," said the boy. "That's what my mom told me. She works here. But there are lots of other amazing animals to see. Come on, I'll show you. My name is Willie." "We've been here before," said Bert grumpily. "Well, there's something new at the zoo every day," said Willie. "And maybe later my mom will be able to give us a sneak peek at the panda. I want to see the panda too." Big Bird, Ernie, and Bert brightened up. "All right," they said. Before they set off with Willie, Big Bird had to know the name of the bird strutting across the grass, showing off his beautiful feathers. "He must be very proud," said Big Bird. "He is," said Willie. "He's a peacock." But Bert was looking at some other birds. "Pigeons!" he cried. "I didn't know the zoo had pigeons." "You were right, Willie. There's always something new at the zoo." "Well, the pigeons don't exactly belong to the zoo, Bert," said Willie. "They're just visiting. Come on, let's go see the elephants." "Elephants sure are big," said Ernie, when they arrived at the elephant jungle. "And they sure are dirty," said Bert. "Dirt is good for them," explained Willie. "My mom says their skin gets sunburned easily, so they sprinkle dirt on it for protection." "I like elephants," said Big Bird. "They have snuffles, just like my friend Mr. Snuffleupagus." "Elephants have trunks, not snuffles, silly," said Bert. Just then they heard the toot toot of the zoo train whistle, and Willie asked them if they wanted to go on a safari by train. On the zoo train, Willie pointed out lots of different animals. "Look, everybody," shouted Big Bird. "There are tigers down there, and they aren't in cages." "That's right," said Willie. "Here, animals can roam around freely, just like in the jungle. The animals are happy that way, and we can see how they really live." "Are you sure those tigers can't jump up onto this train?" asked Big Bird. Willie laughed. "Don't worry, Big Bird. No animal can jump this high. We're safe." So they rode on the train past the jungle, through the woods, where wolves watched them, and over the hill, where deer darted away at the toot toot of the whistle. When they got off the train, Ernie pointed to a small grove of trees. "Hey, those trees are moving," he said. Willie laughed. "They're on a truck that's moving. They're bamboo trees. I bet I know where they're going. I know somebody who likes bamboo," said Willie. "The panda?" asked Bert. Willie smiled. "We'll see. We'll see." Big Bird wanted to see the giraffes up close. "Gee, they're even taller than I am," shouted Big Bird. "That's so they can reach the leaves at the tippy top of the trees," said Bert. "The giraffes come from Africa," said Willie. "So do those zebras over there. The zoo lets some of the animals that live in the same part of the world live together in the zoo too." "Now I'm going to show you something really amazing," said Willie, as he led them to the lion cage. "Look!" cried Big Bird. "There's a woman right in the cage with the lion." "Oh, no," said Bert. "The lion is going to eat her up." "No, he isn't," said the woman. "I put him to sleep with medicine so that I can look into his ear and treat his earache. I'm a veterinarian, an animal doctor. Animals need doctors, too, and sometimes they even need dentists." "I'm going to be a veterinarian when I grow up," said Willie proudly. After she put some medicine in the lion's ear, the veterinarian said, "Come with me, and I'll show you a special new member of our zoo family." "Is your new animal cute and furry by any chance?" asked Bert, with a knowing smile. "Well, yes," she said, and took them to the zoo hospital. "Meet Flopsy, our new baby snow leopard." "Ooh," said Ernie, Big Bird, and Willie. "She's beautiful." "Oh," said Bert in a very small voice. "I thought you meant the panda." "The snow leopard is an endangered species," said the veterinarian. "That means that there are hardly any left in the world. so it's an important event when a snow leopard is born in the zoo. After they left the hospital, everyone wanted to go to the children's zoo. I always come here to feed the goats, said Willie. There's goat food right here. I wish I could feed the other animals too, but my mom says it's against the rules. The zookeepers know what kind of food is good for each animal and how much. Food the visitors give them might make the animals sick. Ernie and Bert went to the place in the children's zoo where they were allowed to pet the animals. This bunny is the softest thing in the world, said Bert. You're wrong, Bert. This lamb is, said Ernie.
Hey, look at me, everybody, called Big Bird. I can jump like a frog.
A bullfrog can jump 6 feet, said Willie. It's marked off right there on the ground. I bet you can't jump as far as a bullfrog. Willie was right. Big Bird couldn't jump 6 feet.
My friend Kermit the Frog could do it,
said Big Bird. Here's a giant spider web of ropes, said Ernie, and he began to climb it. And here's a real spider, building a web right next to it, said Bert. This snake is sticking its tongue out at me, said Bert, as he looked at a garter snake through the glass case. Didn't its mother teach it any manners? That snake doesn't mean to be rude, said Willie. Snakes smell with their tongues. On the way out of the children's zoo, they stopped at the nature table, where they saw a peacock feather, an ostrich egg, a walrus tusk, and a rattlesnake rattle. They picked up each thing and looked at it, holding it carefully, especially the ostrich egg. There's the birdhouse, said Willie, when they were outside again. Shall we go inside and see the birds?
Oh, yes,
said Big Bird.
Maybe they'll talk to me.
The birdhouse was noisy with chirping, singing, screeching, cawing, and cackling. But the noise didn't bother Big Bird at all. Outside the birdhouse, a man was painting a big sign. Isn't that Chinese writing on that sign? Asked Bert. You know who is Chinese, don't you? Asked Willie. I know, said Bert. The panda. Look, Bert, seals, said Ernie, pointing in the other direction. They were just in time for the seals' feeding time. The zookeeper feeds them nice fresh fish twice a day, said Willie. Everyone stood around the fence and watched a sleek brown seal leap out of the water and catch a fish in midair. It was more fun than a circus.
Where are the gorillas?
Asked Big Bird when the seals had finished their lunch. Right over here, said Willie. There's a baby gorilla, too. Gee, she wasn't here the last time I came to visit, said Ernie, as they watched the baby gorilla play. 3 children in animal masks came running out of a nearby building. They were wearing lion, monkey, and rhinoceros faces. Where did you get those great masks? Ernie asked them.
We made them,
they said proudly.
Over in the education building. A teacher there helps us to do lots of interesting things.
Next, they went inside Jungle World. It was hard to believe that this warm, damp, jungly place was inside a building in the middle of a city. This place is new too, said Ernie, looking around in amazement. It just opened last month, said Willie. That crocodile is going to eat up that little monkey, cried Bert. No, the monkey's too smart, said Willie. He's just teasing the crocodile. Outside again, they blinked in the sunshine. Willie, called a woman in a white jacket, carrying a clipboard. Hi, Mom, said Willie. Meet my friends Big Bird, Ernie, and Bert. They came especially to see the panda. Do you think we could see her? Willie's mother smiled. Yes, she said. You can be the first guests in their new home. Look, there are the bamboo trees, said Ernie. And that's a Chinese sign we saw, said Bert. What does it say? The panda's name, MEI MEI. It means beautiful one, she said. Come in and meet her. Willie's mother led them into the panda, who was curled up in a tree. Shh, said Big Bird.
MEI MEI is sleeping. She must be tired from her long trip.
The panda moved and yawned. Then she opened her eyes. She climbed down, walked over, and looked right at them. She's just like a big toy bear, said Ernie. She's wonderful, sighed Bert. They watched as the panda curiously explored her new home. They watched her eat some bamboo and drink some water. They watched until Willie's mother said, We'd better leave MEI MEI alone now. She needs to rest and get used to her new home. Everybody said goodbye to the panda.
We'll come back and see you again very soon, MEI MEI, said Big Bird. Don't worry, you won't be lonely.
And then Ernie, Bert, and Big Bird said goodbye to Willie and his mother. Thank you, Bert said. This was the best trip to the zoo we ever had. The end. Don't forget to visit Geeky Jr. for more of the stories that you love, only on Geeky Jr. and SpeekyGeeky. Ask a parent or guardian if you can subscribe to Geeky Jr. today.